Hello, my darlings. Long time no see. Welcome to another art video. In today's video, we're going to be doing some watercolor painting, and we're going to be doing a Pokemon themed painting because that's kind of what I feel like painting right now. So you have to take the inspiration when it comes to you. Our video today is brought to you by this really cool new channel that I wanted to tell you guys about. It is youtube.com/toy notes. Like this. And basically on this channel they do little toy reviews, and the videos are quite long. They're about anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes in length. They're mostly children's toys, but some are all ages as well. And they do very in-depth reviews of all of the toys. So if you're interested in toys and you like reviews of toys, definitely a channel to check out. So big thank you to Toy Notes today. Definitely check them out. A link to their channel is also in the description of the video. Alright, so time to get painting, I think. I have a lot of different stuff with me today. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tape off the painting, because a little while after I drew it, I realized I wanted it to have kind of a clean border, I guess. So I have some blue painter's tape here. This type of tape is my favorite for painting. Not just this type of painting, but walls too. So I'm going to try and get as close to the edge as I can. Neatly. And I'm pressing down really hard on the edge here. I want to make that as clean as possible. And don't worry about it cutting off the design. I want it to be that way. I want the edges to be kind of clean. It just helps to create a cohesive and intentional look. Because sometimes with a painting like this, where the idea kind of reaches the edges in an uneven way, you can just really clean things up by using tape. So I recommend that you try that in your painting next time. The only trick is trying to get it as perfect as possible. And a lot of the time you can't do it completely perfect, but like as close as you can get, I think, is the goal. And you have to really, really press down on this line here. That's important. You don't want any water seepage underneath. I mean, to be honest, it happens. And I expect it to happen. It seems to always happen to me. Like every once in a while. Not always, but you have to kind of be open to the fact that things might not turn out perfect. That's what art is all about. It's okay if you mess up, because that's what white paint is for. So I'll just put this one here on the side. I'm trying to line it up as best I can. As long as it's pretty close. It seems to be fine. Just really get the edges down. And one last side. Not quite. There we go. That should be good. Okay, and I just like to tuck it around the edges like this. Here we go. Pretty much all done. Okay, so now we can get to the actual painting part. And for this one, I'm thinking that I'm gonna do the background first. Just seems like a good idea. So I have my paint palette here. I also have my handy dandy brush pens. These are so fun and easy to use, so I really like using them. Let's see, is this one the one I want to use? Yeah, I'll use this one. I like the little noises it makes because of the water inside. Alright. I think I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer so that it's easier for you to see the details of what I'm doing. So it's pretty hard to tell what this all is because I've penciled it in really lightly. So don't worry about seeing the lines. It's not your vision. They're pretty hard to see. So I'm just going to start laying in some color here. This is like a mostly sandy area right in here. Because I've drawn in like some coral and stuff like that. I'm trying to make it look like it's the bottom of the ocean, the sea. So I'm using a little mix of like a brown and a sandy kind of color right now. Just to try and really emphasize that. And I love doing sections like this because it's not like I'm being messy, but I can be less intentional with it, if that makes sense. I can kind of just play with color and see what turns out. Whereas like sometimes with a very detailed area, you have to be so specific. And that's fun too, but this is just a little bit more playful. You can be playful with color. So like I said at the start of the video, it's been a little while, not too long, about a couple weeks since I've posted, so I'm so sorry about that. I was doing some traveling and I had a whole bunch of videos in the works, but then I lost my voice. Not even really from anything, but just from traveling and talking. So I really couldn't make ASMR videos for just a little bit. But we're back now, obviously, and I'm feeling much, much better, thankfully, because I hate not being able to record. It's like my biggest, it's like the worst part about losing it. Like, I don't mind on an interpersonal level because I can pretty much communicate without speaking to anybody around me. Like, it's more of just an annoyance, but I don't really mind. But I really don't like not being able to record. It bugs me so much. So, it's not so fun for you, and it's not so fun for me either. So we have to take advantage of these opportunities of having a voice when they come. and do lots together, I think, is the key. Put a little bit of green in there, just a little bit, just like a greeny brown. Hopefully it looks okay. I probably should have looked at some pictures of coral before doing this, but I'm just kind of going from memory of what, like, I remember coral looking like. But I feel like it's not too inaccurate. I have a pretty okay idea of what the ocean looks like. I watch a lot of nature documentaries. Not that this really needs to be completely accurate. I mean, it's a Pokemon painting, so I don't think anyone will be mad that it's not scientifically perfect. Or maybe they will, who knows. So I'm just so glad to be back and to be making videos again on this channel. So good. I'm really excited because last week I was on a television program talking about ASMR, which was so incredible and weird. Not weird in a bad way, not at all, but just kind of surreal, I guess. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a copy of this segment to share with you guys, but it won't air until near the end of November, like the 22nd, I've been told. So I'll let you know more details as they come. It was so interesting to me, like I had no idea that like daytime talk shows get filmed like a month in advance. I had no idea about that. I thought, even though they're filmed live to tape, like they're filmed with a live studio audience, and you know, the whole segment is live, like they tape it live. They don't do reshoots and stuff. But it's not live the day of, if that makes sense. I had no idea about that. I thought they were live the day of, so I learned something new that day, which was interesting. I think that's probably good for that side. Add in a little more dark. And I'm just going to scooch this over just a little bit. You can probably see some more details now. A little bit. Yeah, so anyway, it was like, it was surreal because in the segment, they put some of my videos up on the big screen and the audience reacted to it. And like I was there watching them react to it. So you can just imagine. It was interesting. It was very interesting. But I had so much fun. I got to dress up, and you know how I like dressing up. I had so much trouble picking up something to wear though. Like, so much trouble. I went shopping to see if I could find something I liked better, and I didn't find anything. I think mostly because, like, what's in stores right now is not really to my style. Most of what's in stores right now is like clothing that is very either 70s or 90s inspired, and like it's just not my style at all. So I just had so much trouble, so I didn't find anything. So I just wore stuff that I already had. it's not that I like needed something new. It's just, you know how you can have clothes, but you go into your closet and you're like, I have nothing to wear. It just felt like that. Like I wanted to find something fresh and new to wear for this special occasion. But I didn't find anything, so I just wore something I already had, which is okay too. It turned out pretty good. I ended up being pretty happy with my outfit, so I wore this really soft sweater that's like, I don't know if it's cashmere. It might not be. But it was the kind of sweater that kept putting like little fuzzies everywhere in the air. And like I kept getting them in my eyelashes and stuff. And at one point, like while we were filming the live segment, I could like see fluffs in the air from my sweater. I hope you can't tell on camera. I'm sure it's fine, but hopefully it's not too obvious. So I'm just adding a little more sandy colored brown in here. I want to make it a little bit yellower on this side, but it kind of needs to match the other side too. So we'll try our best. The Pokemon in this painting are the newly announced, well, sort of newly announced starters. Popplio and Primarina. So I'm like obsessed with Primarina. I love her design. I may have mentioned this before, but Vaporeon is my favorite Pokemon. So Primarina has a lot in common with her. They're similar in that they're both like a dog or cat-like Pokemon that is a water type and has a sort of, I guess, mermaidy aesthetic, which I just love. Now I'm really talking about Pokemon. My, like, team is usually water and ice and sometimes fairy. And this is the cool thing about Primarina, like, Popplio and the second evolution, they're just water type. But when it evolves into Primarina, it also becomes fairy type, which is pretty cool. So I love Primarina. I also really love the new Alolan Ninetales. Obviously, predictably. So I think I would definitely have that on my team. For sure, for sure. There's a lot of really good Pokemon coming out. And we just got done the, I don't know if a lot of you still play Pokemon Go. I still play, and there was a really fun Halloween event that I enjoyed very much. I honestly think they need to be doing events like that all the time, because it really got me, like I play casually, but it really got me back into playing more seriously for a couple days. Because it was just an event for a couple days, right? So, but there was like lots of cool little bonuses you got for playing during that time, and it made it more fun. So I hope they do lots more stuff like that. It made it much more fun to play. And I know a lot of people who've kind of stopped playing started playing again during that event. So it made it fun for me to have everybody playing again. I'm much happier with the sand on this side than the other side. Ain't that just the way? Oh well. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do some coral on this side now. Just switching back and forth because I'm trying to let spots dry fully before starting on something next to them. Just want to give them a proper chance, you know? Okay, let's start with like a darker red. This. Should we do? Yeah, you know what? The ones, these little coral pieces that are closer should be really dark. And then the ones that are farther away can be lighter. Because in the water you can see them a little bit less well. I'm definitely gonna outline the actual Pokemon themselves. And I'm thinking it might be kind of an interesting look to leave the background unoutlined, if that makes sense. I think that could be really cool, so I might do that. I think it would be neat. And this one, just trying to double check and be careful because I don't want to overlap accidentally onto Primarina here, which I've done something like that before just by not paying attention, just painting mindlessly, painted over the wrong spot, and then I felt very foolish. So by the time you are watching this, I will be traveling to Nova Scotia because I'm going tomorrow. So this is gonna probably go up tomorrow, and that's when I'll be traveling, which is really exciting. I'm gonna be going there for Halifax Con. I've never been to Halifax, and I'm an East Coaster, so it's like home kind of, but not. I've never been to Nova Scotia at all, but I've especially, of course, never been to Halifax, and there's so much amazing scenery there. East Coasters are so nice. They're like the nicest people in the whole world, I swear. Every time I go there, I'm just amazed by how kind people are there. It's unbelievable. East Coasters will bend over backward to help you even if they don't know you. The majority. So I'm just so excited to meet everyone and to go and be there. The arts and culture scene in the East Coast is really big too. So I'm really interested to see like what the differences, well, not even differences, what the comparison, I guess, is from Ontario conventions to an East Coast convention. Because whenever I've been to the East Coast, like to Newfoundland, it's not been for a convention, it's been for visiting family. So I'm like, not scouting, but I'm interested and I'm taking notes to see, it's too much water, what it's like what the differences are, the similarities. So I'm just adding a little bit of yellow here, trying to make the colors like different and obvious. so you can see. Just like this. I hope that looks cool. I think it's turning out alright, the background. Whenever possible, I like to do the background first. A lot of the times in these videos, I end up doing the main part first, and that's okay, but it's just so much better when I can do the background first. I feel like it turns out better, in my opinion. Okay, so almost done the coral. And there's some coral in here too. I think I'm going to do those purple. My violet paint. Okay, so this spot. Oops, I have a fuzzy on my brush. That happens. Okay, so I'm going to make this part right here really dark. Just like this. Okay. Like that. And a little more paint here. I'm going to add a little bit more because they're not quite bright enough. This is all going to blend together, this spot, because it's wet paint. Another fuzzy on my brush. How is this happening? That's what happens when you put wet watercolor on wet paint. It all blends out like this. See how it's spreading? So, yeah. And a little bit of a purpley kind of spot. This is like another rock that I have kind of sketched in here. Another big rock piece of coral. Like that. Move that down a bit so you can actually see it. Gosh, sorry about that. Here I am talking about it. You can't even see it. And add a little bit dark in here. I always I'm trying to find this balance between, I really like pastels, so I usually, I like them visually, but when I'm actually painting, I tend to like brighter colors. So a lot of the time what I do is I'll just edit it in Photoshop and make it more pastel. So we just have a little bit more coral over here on this side. And I think I'm going to keep going with this purpley red theme because Primarina and Popplio, they're so blue, and then there's going to be blue in the oceany part, and this is yellow, so just to kind of balance it out, I want to do lots of oranges and stuff in here. Starting with quite the bold orange, and I'm going right up to the edge with the paint. Just following the lines that I've created. As some of you may have noticed, I decided today that we would not do the lines first, because in a lot of the art videos I've been just doing the lines first, the inking, just to get it out of the way, because it takes a lot of time. So I've been doing them before even filming, just so that we can just watch the painting. But a lot of you have messaged me and said that you really like watching the inking part because it's very satisfying to watch everything come together at the end with the inking. And I totally sympathize with that because I think it's true. So I've decided to leave that till last today. So your suggestions have been taken into consideration and used. So I want to make the best that I can for you. I want to make what you want to see. So, I mean, it goes without saying, but if there's ever anything you want me to do or make, just leave a comment or send a message. I can't do everything, obviously, but it's good to know what you guys want, and then I can try to do it. Sometimes I just don't have the resources to make stuff, but I can do something else that incorporates it, so try to do that. And whenever even a little bit of time goes by that I haven't done an art video, a lot of you guys message and say, I'd like another art video, so that makes me feel nice, because these are my favorite to do. They're the most fun for me. I get to pretend to be my hero for a little bit. Just a little bit of Bob Ross action. I think I'm going to put some brown in here too, to make some happy little coral. Trying to be careful. This is going to be like a white spot, so I really don't want to get any spots on here that aren't supposed to be. Okay, let's put some more yellow. I think I'm gonna add some purple in here too. We're supposed to be kind of like a big, those pieces of coral that kind of look like a mushroom, sort of. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's kind of what it's supposed to be. I'm gonna wash my brush off a little bit. Do some more yellow sand in here. Just like that. Using kind of like a beigey, sort of a mustard, a Dijon. This is kind of muddled, so when it dries a little bit, I'll probably put more detail in, but like in this moment, I want to let it dry just to give it a chance to breathe. And we'll do the starfish. Maybe we'll do it. I feel like starfish are typically that pinky red. So that's what we'll do. Some pink. I have this beautiful neon pink, and it's my favorite. I mean, like, I've cut open the tube to get the rest of it, and I cannot find this paint anywhere. Any other pink watercolor that I found is not right. And I've talked about this before, and you guys have made suggestions, but I can't. It's always kind of red or too purple. It's not this like neon pink. I might try. I've seen some like liquid watercolors, and I haven't tried those yet, so I might try them. But like, and even this company doesn't make this paint anymore, from what I've seen. It's a Pentel watercolor, and it was like like a youth kit, like it was for like first time watercolor beginners. And I've bought several of them since and used just the pink, because they're not expensive, the kit, but like I can't find it anywhere else, and now I can't find it at all. So I try to use it sparingly, but I love it too much, so I use it a lot. Look at it. It's the perfect pink. Like, I've bought other pinks since, and they're just not, they're not this. This one's the best. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to start up with some water up here. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to start doing the oceany parts. Some blue, some green. Just in here. And I'm just going to fill this space up in here, like this. I'm going to go in after and add like some stuff with white gel pen, I think, or maybe white paint. We'll see. Just filling in some blue spots and some green. I'm not sure. I might do like a wash of color later on top, just to make everything really under the water kind of like effect. We'll see. You don't really know until the end, you know, like you have to see where things are at. And this is, you know, we're still working on the background here. So, fill that in like that. And on this spot here. And then there's a whole bunch up here. Just gonna put some dots of paint, just to make it look kind of splotchy, like water. And I'm just trying to go around these spots carefully but quickly. Like this. Sorry if I'm a little quieter right now. It's like a little bit finicky, this, so just like that. I'm really excited because we're in November now, and we're starting to get like really cold weather. there's one thing that I don't love about winter, just one thing. It's that we have less daylight during the day. That's like the only thing I don't like about it. Just even in terms of just filming, I need the light, but also it's just so much nicer, to have lots of daylight. So, I was trying to fix my sleep schedule recently, and, you go to bed and it's dark out, and you wake up and it's still dark out. And it's fine, but sometimes it would be cool if it wasn't like that, It's nice to, my body is so very much in tune with, the sun, I guess. It always wants to be up when the sun is up, which is hard during the summer, but during the winter, it's I always want to be asleep, I guess. So I'm just filling in this top corner here, and I'm just being really careful of Primarina's hair. Like that. I don't want to overlap it too much because her hair is going to be kind of a similar color, right? So it's going to be like a turquoise. I don't want it to overlap. I think I'm going to have to make her hair a little bit paler, just so that there's an obvious difference, Okay, I might add more to the background after, but in this moment, I'm just going to start on the actual Pokemon here. Alright, so I'm going to start with Primarina's tail. And I'm realizing there's a little piece of sand here that I didn't fill in. So actually I'm going to do that right now. Whoops. At least I noticed. That's the key, right? Okay, that's fine. Alright, back to the tail business. that sand paint. That was a close call. There we go. And I think just a little bit more up here. Just like this. More and more. And maybe a little bit more in here too. There. Kind of that deeper blue. Nice. I don't know that it's like quite this blue on the official art, but I want it to be different from the ocean color, you know, and like the hair is gonna be pretty aquamarine, so to create a bit of contrast. Okay, so this is all like pooling here, this ink, and that's fine. Or not ink, but paint rather. So I'm just gonna clean my brush really quick. And let's see. So this part is white. This is like a light blue. Let's do her hair because this is all kind of dry up here. Put the paint over here. Yeah, we're gonna do her hair because the areas around it are pretty much dry. So as you can see, I've drawn in this like headpiece part, but it's gonna be sheer. So I'm gonna put something on top of it afterwards. So right now, I just need to worry about the actual hair piece. Let's see. Making it a little bit more green than it is in the original art and like the official art. Just to have good contrast. And she has like these like pearls on her hair, which are so cute. Just like this. It's hard to ignore that spot that I know I'm gonna paint in after. Like I see the line and I don't want to go over it, but I'm supposed to. And I did it with a little, like a slightly thicker pencil so that I can find it later. Because honestly, this blue pencil kind of, it becomes a little bit invisible sometimes after you've painted over it. It's so awkward looking and cute. Okay, and the starfish on her head, they're pink as well. Just like this. Fill that in there. Okay, so while we wait for this spot to dry, I'm going to work on some of the white bits because they're not going to be completely white. We're going to add a little bit of blue tinge to them. Otherwise, they'll be pretty boring to look at. Just put this like that. I'm just trying to create a little bit of definition. Not too much. Just like that. Putting some underneath this like tail bit as well. Primarina's tail is really weird and interesting. It like has this overlapping spot. Kind of like a little ruffle. But I mean the whole Pokemon like evolution for this line is very ruffly, very feminine. Just adding some definition in her little nose here, in the shadow. And then I'm going to put some in there as well. Not too much. Just enough. Just like that. And I'm going to put, let's see, I want to do some of Popplio's eyes a little bit, both of their eyes really. Just going to fill in with one color for now. Like that. And let's see, we'll do some details on the pearls. I'm using kind of a mix of like a purple and a gray right now. Look at this. Details. I think they're supposed to be pearls. I mean, like, they're kind of just a nondescript ball shape. So, it seems like they're supposed to be pearls. I mean, it's a mermaid Pokemon, right? I think so. But I guess any guess is as good as mine. And she's got these kind of like Primarina. She's got these kind of like, they're not quite fins or horns. I guess they're somewhere in between. It's like pieces up here, like this. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do this spot right here, which is like a light gray blue, so we're going to have to make that color, I think. Put some water in here. Mix some blue up really good. Then I'm going to take some of this black here. Put a bunch of that in there too. There, that's good. So this spot has that shade. I'm feeling like I'm probably also going to use some other mixed media in this piece. I don't know why, it's just kind of how I'm feeling with it, you know? Too much ink on there. Good. Just do some shading in there. And I like this piece because it's kind of like a little skirt, but not quite. Sort of. Just putting it in like the curves of the skirt. Lightly. Okay, so we need to do Popplio. And Popplio has like a greeny blue sort of little neck ruff. And then the rest of them is like that darker blue. So we'll give them, I might need to switch to a smaller brush actually. It's very tiny. I drew this very small. Just like that. I'm going to move it into a closer angle so you can see a little better. Oh, Popplio is so cute. And it has arms, of course, but the way this Popplio is tucked into its little mom, you can't really see them too well. I wanted it to be super snuggly. Oops. Go right up to that line of Primarina, but not quite crossing it because I don't want the colors to mix too much, which very well could happen. Also want Popplio to be a lighter blue. It's hard to tell because it's so white right now. Just trying to be as careful as possible around the face. And this side. There. It's pretty pale, but I wanted it to be like, I want to emphasize that like it's the baby, you know. So make it a little bit lighter. Some extra color in here just for definition, but and then the little ear here. There. It's just a cute little baby Popplio. Alright guys, so we have pretty much all of the painting part of this piece done. In part 2, which will be out next week, we're going to do all of the inking and spend a lot of time doing that and doing extra details and things like that. So please stay tuned for part 2, and I'll see you guys so soon. I love you so much.